Sound?
A little bit of static.
Better? Okay. Okay, good morning. Oh, this is such an adventure, isn't it? Thank you for spending your Saturday morning with me. And I don't know what your week has been like. I don't even know how many days we've been doing this now. But I'm going to share a little bit with you about what's been happening here. And we know with the idea that maybe some of it is relevant to you. Hopefully, some of it's relevant to you. So I've been working with fear, and if we don't know each other well, I'm a small business owner, and so many small business owners are working with fear right now, likely. And as Pema Chodron, the really astute Buddhist nun, would say, there's generally 3 ways that we address fear. And one of them is we become like ping pong ball, back and forth, very difficult to settle, not a lot of time being able to do a particular activity, mind is very restless. And the second one is to just meld into the couch and disappear, not be able to move, sense of heaviness and density, and just a general check out. And the third is looking for some kind of solidity outside, which looks a little bit like fundamentalism, sometimes paranoid thinking. Somebody's got the answer, I've got to find it, and then hardening around that answer. Those are 3 general places. So you can ask yourself first, well, where have you gone? Maybe you've gone to all 3. I think I've gone to 2. There's days that have been difficult to get motivated, and mostly it's been very busy. And I would bet for those of us who practice flow and vinyasa, we're very busy. And so the question then is, that I've been asking myself, is how long will it take before I can go sit and address what's there? Because it's obviously really uncomfortable, and some of it is unknown material. And so we're looking a little bit in today's class at, well, core, and we likely know that core and courage are related. Core work, courage, coming from the heart. Courage, some say that courage and love are actually practically the same thing. And when we look at the heart, we look at the language around the heart. My heart is heavy. Perhaps you felt that sense. Heartbreak, moving from the heart, speaking from the heart. And some of these phrases actually, they've been around a long, long time. So we understand that there's a common language that we can relate to. And so I'm asking for today is to see, remember this is a practice, to see if we can remember as we're moving and arriving in a posture, can we remember to move from the heart and to feel into this heart area? What I've found is that a lot of the reactivity that's arising is arising in this area. And Jack Kornfield, another really well-known Buddhist, well, what would we call him? He's the director of Spirit Rock, wonderful. He talks about a steady heart. And what does it mean to have a steady heart? And this is interesting in light of our asana, yoga asana practice, is steadiness and ease are 2 qualities that we revere and we look to cultivate in our practice. So let's take that to the next place, which is, what does it mean to have steadiness of heart? Can we dwell consistently here? And when we find ourselves somewhere else, Generally it goes up, sometimes it goes down. We return to this area. Okay, got it? All right, so let's pause for a moment and feel the sit bones rooting. We can close the eyes. And just check in with the weather, the internal weather patterns. And we notice this, so as we check inside, we'll often say in this practice, turn the corners of your mouth upward a little bit. And I've been challenged by this invitation that I'm sharing with you to gently smile at what we find in there. Gently smile. See if you can grow your spine a little longer. Feel as though the nape of your neck is drawing back and up, right there at the occipital ridge, the base of the skull. And feel as though the breath can easily traverse up and down the spine. And let's draw the palms together at the heart. Just feel the warmth of the palms meet one another. Hand in hand. And we dedicate our practice to all of those right now who are serving from the heart. And we'll begin this morning's practice with Om Mani Padme Hum, dedicating our practice to generosity and integrity, to joyful effort, to patience, to letting go, letting go, letting go, and to learning to listen deeply to the wisdom within. And join me if you wish. Let's rub the palms together, feel the warmth in the hands. It grows, and then place the hands over the eyes. And let the eyes flutter open. Okay, let's prepare to come to standing at the top of the mat. Good, and we'll root downward. Rooting downward, take the 10 toes off as we often do, spread the toes wide apart. Rooting, grounding, drawing downward. So core, courage, connected deeply to middle of the body. But we've got to begin by really drawing the energy downward. We draw the palms together at the heart. Let's begin with a few sun salutations. Inhale, send the arms up. Exhale, folding forward, out and down. Have this first one have bent knees, and then release head and neck, soften. Grasp the elbows.
Move your breath into the upper back area behind the heart. Feel what it's like back there. When I say feel what it's like, can you feel it? What sensations do you feel? Do we feel open? Do we feel contracted? Can we feel temperature at the upper back? And we remember that the corners of the mouth are turned directly upward, just a little bit, just a little bit. We take the hands now to the shins. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, palms down, step back to plank pose. And line yourself up such that you draw the heels back, the tailbone toward the heels. Spark the legs, spark the muscles of the legs. Good, draw the navel to the spine. And fill up that space behind the heart now, between the blades. Have the shoulders right over the wrists, index fingers forward. Whole body is awake. At least that's the idea. We inhale, exhale, knees down, whole body down. Point your toes back, pull your mat. Inhale, draw the chest upward. Exhale, slowly lower. Once again, inhale, pull the mat. Take the breath into the top of the lungs, see what's there. Exhale, slowly lower. And one more time, inhale. Okay, good, I lied. Slowly lower. We're gonna go one more time. And make your way up like a little bit like a snake. So back and forth, slithering your way up, pulling the mat. Keep it out of the shoulders, but take a couple breaths here as you root the legs downward. Couple breaths into the top of the lungs. Inhaling, exhale, releasing. Well done. Puppy pose, please. Tuck your toes under. Send your hips up and back over your heels. Good. Wake up the soles of the feet. Take your hands, press your hands into the floor. Good. And then into the downward dog. Let's walk back and forth. Feeling into the legs. Yes, feeling into the legs. Let the head and neck soften a little bit. Draw inner and outer heels way back behind you. And inhale, exhale, bend your knees, look past the hands and step forward between the hands. Inhale, we lengthen. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, push the ground away, rise up, rooting and rising. Exhale, release the arms. Good, pause, take a couple breaths here. Now we sweep the arms up, right hand grasps left wrist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, extend to your right. And go searching around in your left lung, watching the breath here. There have been times this week when my breath has been like a, just so jittery. We invite a smooth breath without squashing what we actually feel. So there's two things happening there at the same time. Really feeling in, and then inviting a steady breath. Inhale, come up, switch, and exhale. Check this side. And then notice the heart area here. How do we move from the heart? How do we breathe from the heart? Inhale, we rise up. Exhale, release both arms. Good. Pausing, standing at the top of the mat. Let's do this again. Inhale, we rise. Exhale, folding forward, out and down. Inhale, we lengthen. Exhale, step or float back, lower through on the same breath, or knees and torso down. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale back over the toes. Pause in downward dog. Good. Now, draw the pubic bone towards your rib cage just a little bit, which is almost another way of saying draw your coccyx, your tailbone, down toward your heels. Wrap your shoulder blades around your upper back as if they could come all the way around toward the front of your chest. Imagine that were the case. Good. Now, as long as everybody around you, if you've got people around you, you're probably not quarantined. You can probably breathe around each other. We'll inhale through the nose. Exhale, tongue out, eyes up, like lion. Again. Stretch the throat. One more time. Good. Return to your normal breathing. And on the next exhale, bend your knees, look past your hands, step or float forward between your hands. Inhale, we lengthen. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, palms touch. Exhale, release the arms, pause in mountain. Okay, so for most of us, probably normal operating procedures are to move from the head. And what I've been watching this week is how much time I spend in my head, and then when I find myself there, dropping back down into my heart. And so notice the difference, rolling from the head versus the heart. Can we find that? We may want to be very patient with ourselves. Okay, so if we haven't found it yet, just hang in, create the space and the invitation there. And if we're there, we're going to try to stay there through this next bit. So we inhale, send the arms up. Exhale, chair pose. Inhale, come up onto the balls of the feet. Exhale, draw the navel to the spine, tailbone down, down, down. And breathing and residing in the heart area. Heels land, inhale, we rise. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, we lengthen. Exhale, palms down, step back either to downward dog or take a vinyasa the way you do. Customize the practice. Exhale, back, downward dog. Sweep the right leg up and back. Now pause for a moment. Feel into the front of the heart and the back of the heart. Come up onto the ball of the left foot. Draw the thigh to the rib cage. Land your foot lightly between your hands. Pivot your left heel to the ground. Feel both feet root. Right sit bone moves toward left sit bone. Arms rise up. Sweep back. Sweep your energy and your attention back into your left leg. And invite the right hip back. Good. Breathing here. Breathing, sinking in. Inhale. Exhale, hands to the ground, right leg back, lower through, or we meet in the dog. And then reconnect to the breath and the sensations in the chest. You know that phrase, getting things off my chest. That's fascinating. That we carry things. Left leg goes up. Hips are square. Come up onto the ball of the right foot. Feel into the space around the shoulder blade area, right there into the heart. Exhaling, thigh forward, foot lands, right heel pivots. We take a little time establishing this steady base. Left hip back, right hip forward. We could look back at the right foot, see that the arch is still lifted back there, and then make your way up. Good hummingbird hands, that's Mojde, one of our great teachers, Mojde. There's as if there's a hummingbird in between the hands. So there's a gentleness to it. And this is a warrior pose, right? So the warrior poses in this practice are greatly associated with courage. And in this practice, the warrior is someone who goes out on a journey every day, or should I say goes in on a journey every day, courageously, open to what one finds. Good, then move from the heart in these last couple breaths. Notice if you can create a little more length. Inhale, exhale, hands down, left leg back, lower through, or knee in the dog. And we listen to the breath. It's one of the first steps in yoga, learning to listen to the breath. Is one of the gateways to learning to listen to ourselves. We inhale, exhale, bend the knees, look past the hands, step or float forward. Inhale, we lengthen. Exhale, we fold. And relax head and neck. Pause here. Just allow the roof of the mouth to draw downward toward the top of the skull. And feel into the heart area. And what is there now? And can we meet it? The corners of the mouth are a physical invitation, or I should say indication of making friends with what is there. And then one vertebrae at a time, let's slowly roll up. Could take the arms all the way up. Exhale, let's close this salutation back in chair. Coming up onto the balls of the feet once again. And feeling the front and the back of the heart simultaneously. Good, root the heels. Inhale, we rise. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step or float back, lower through, or meet in dog. Sweep the right leg up and back. Shoulders stay square, but the right hip stacks on the left. Come up onto the ball of the left foot. Bend the right knee. Good, feeling in. The mind goes somewhere else, we just draw it right back. Inhale. Exhale, thigh to rib cage, foot lands nearly between the hands, back heel pivots, and we rise up. We rise up so both legs are straight. The front heel is in alignment with the back heel for most of us. Take the arms wide. Inhale. Exhale, reaching forward, out and down. Hand naturally lands. Lands on the ankle or the foot. Good. You could just turn the rib cage. Your left hand comes to the rib cage. Gently nudge it upward. The left arm goes up. Good. Now, it's fluid in there, yeah? So checking that there's no locking going on, and then if you wish, you can rotate the whole arm internally, the left arm, reach back and find a hip or a thigh. Usually when we're all together, I say find one that's yours. All right, so from here, let's bend the right knee. Draw your navel to your spine. Fingertips come forward, a foot in front, back leg comes off. And we use the left arm to help open while drawing the pubic bone toward the rib cage. Now, if we move from the heart in this pose, which means that we've got most of our attention a little bit further down in our body than in our head, one way to move from the heart in this pose is think about somebody that you miss seeing. You see them right there before you. Yeah, and you'll feel your heart. You'll feel your heart a little bit more actively. Now we inhale. Exhale, land your left foot. Slowly rise back up. But now we've got a little more space between the feet. We take the arms wide. Now I want us to take the arms back, interlace the fingers, take the breath high up into the top chest, and exhale. As you fold forward, have your right ribs draw right up against your inner right thigh, and draw your right sit bone toward your left sit bone. As you fold, release head and neck, draw navel to spine, draw shoulder blades together. This is sort of a half humble warrior, right? Moving into humility, not quite there all the way yet. I think about this process we're going through, you know how there's a great saying about the stone being placed in the water over time is softened. So all of the sharp bits eventually are worn away by water, made humble. And that's a little bit what I find this time being about. And then we slowly release the hands, take right leg back. Once again, downward dog or lower through. Good, whole body breathing. And then park your awareness back at the heart. Right, there's the muscle of the heart, and then there's the heart center. They're slightly distinct. Feeling the heartbeat. Feeling the core of our body, from which courage comes. We take the left leg up and back, and we stack the hips, come up onto the ball of the foot, bend the left knee. Feel in. Now here, some of us love the big back bend, but I'd suggest drawing, again, pubic bone toward rib cage. Inhale, exhale, thigh to rib cage, foot lands nearly between the hands, not quite. Pivot right heel. Good. You might take your hands to your hips first, then send the arms out. Inhale, exhale, reaching, landing naturally. Landing naturally. And then perhaps turning the palm back behind you, internal spiral of the upper arm, and find hip or thigh. Look around for locking and holding, and let go. Have the breath be like a stream through the body. Good. Now remember this pubic bone to rib cage cue right here as you bend your left knee Take the fingertips to the floor, right leg goes up. Good. Now I'm betting that we miss more than one person. We miss someone else too. Think about that person for a moment. And imagine that they're right there before you. Yes. I bet it's pretty good to see them. We inhale, exhale, slowly land the foot, rising all the way up into warrior two, settling the legs, feeling strong base, strong steady base so that we can reside in our heart. And then interlace your fingers the way that you didn't last time. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, folding in. So the rib cage comes toward the inner thigh. Head and neck last. Breath toward the back of the lungs. Good. Humble warrior. We say those words. Can we feel humility? Beginner's mind. Can we be comfortable not knowing what we're doing? Inhale, exhale, release your hands to the ground. Left leg back, pause in plank, and put it all back together again. Feel strong back, and feel soft front here, which is a little tricky because we've drawn the navel to the spine, but there's still a sense of softening and opening along the front. We inhale, exhale, slowly, slowly lower the way you do. You might bring knees to the floor. And we gradually make our way down. And we land. And we rest on a cheek and we close the eyes and we feel in. It's a feel in. That's what we're doing in front of our computers or our phones. Moving and feeling. Witnessing and bearing witness. And knowing that we're actually there doing this together. Now let's take the arms back behind us so the arms are beside the body, the palms face up. The legs come off. Fingertips, it's as if your fingers grow back behind you. Separate your toes wide. Navel to spine, tailbone toward heels. Good, a little core work from the back. Inhale, exhale, down we come. Resting on a cheek, bending your knees, letting the legs just drift side to side. Good, releasing the feet to the floor, hands under the shoulders. Find your way back to downward facing dog. And then notice the heart again. Move your way in toward the heart if you went away. And this is the nature of practice. Again and again and again, we inhale, Exhale, bend the knees, look past the hands, step or float forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, palms touch. Exhale, fold forward, out and down. Inhale, we lengthen. Exhale, step or float back, lower through. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, back over the toes, downward dog. Sweep the right leg up, hips are square. Exhale, thigh to rib cage, foot nearly lands, back heel pivots, and we come up. So I don't know what you can see in my space, but occasionally you may hear the sound of dogs because they are playing with each other in ways you really shouldn't see right now. Okay, so let's take the arms back behind us, either grasp the elbows or palms in prayer position. Inhale, lift. Exhale, folding forward toward pinky toe side. And then bowing in. We bow in. And draw the right hip back, left hip forward. Feel a softening around the front and the back of the heart. Any last place to just soften or release while maintaining the integrity of the shape. And then we slowly inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, bend your right knee a little bit. Trace a path with your left leg. Good. As if the left toe had a pen on it. Trace a path back behind you. Hips are square. Palms are either holding the elbows or palms in prayer position. Warrior 3. So what's that like? Can we gently smile at what we find? Inhale. Exhale. When the left leg lands, it lands way back behind you. Now release the arms, take them out to the sides, and wrap the left arm under the right arm. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, folding forward. So the rib cage comes right to the inner right thigh. The right sit bone wants to move toward the left sit bone. They both come in toward each other. Head and neck soften. And we move into what's been referred to in early texts for a very long time, the home inside our heart. And see if we can watch it all go by from that place. And then unwind the arms and slide the right arm now under your right leg. Left hand is under your left shoulder. So your right shoulder is really under the right thigh. Spin up onto the ball of the left foot. Navel to spine. And this is about as far as some of us are going to want to go. If you want to make this more fancy, you can extend the right leg long. Or you can take your left elbow underneath your hip and push out both legs. Good, then find your way back to the dog or take a vinyasa. And watch what happened in all that activity. So we have this incredible experience we're having right now where there's less activity likely for many of us. And we've got to drop in. The left leg extends up, hips are square. Come up onto the ball of the right foot. Exhale, thigh to rib cage, foot nearly between the hands, right heel pivots, we rise. Square off the hips, which means right hip forward, left hip back usually. Grasp the opposite elbow or palms in prayer position. Feel the warmth of your hands. Inhale, we lengthen. Exhale, folding toward left pinky toe. Left hip back, right hip forward. Feel the structure and how that structure supports opening. And then we open. And one way to do that is to feel the innate warmth of our own heart. There is warmth there. And that warmth can be used like a remedy. Whatever we find can be met with the warmth of our heart. We slowly inhale, come up. Bend your left knee slightly. Put the pen at your right big toe. Draw upward. Push through both feet. Feeling into the heart here. Inhale, exhale. Land your foot a little further back behind you. Take the arms up and then out to the side. Right arm under left. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, carve. Carve a line in the air as you slowly make your way down. Release head and neck. Left sit bone toward right. And there we are. Using the warmth of the heart to meet whatever's there. A couple more breaths. And then unwind your arms. Excuse me. Take your left arm out to the side. See, one thing you could do is fly the arms. You can see how the hip wants to shift out to the left. You're drawing it to midline. Left hand down, right hand down. This could be plenty. We could be inching the left foot out. Or right elbow comes underneath and we push the feet away. And the right ear extends. With a posture like this, we have to watch ambition, because ambition is very heady. You know, can we roll here from the heart? And that's a question, isn't it? Good. Foot down, other foot down, back to the dog. And into puppy we go. Knees down, arms forward, chest draws down toward the floor. Forehead to the mat. Watch the breath. Slide the hands in beneath the shoulders, gradually rise up. Take your legs through, however you do that. Good, let's give ourselves a hug here. By lifting the feet off the floor, drawing the thighs in close to the rib cage. Yeah, so such an interesting idea in this practice, how structure and stability help to create the space for opening. And that's part of why we do core work. Right? Core work, the center of the body. So we might now take the legs up, hands forward, we can hold the thighs.
Navel to spine. Legs could extend. Arms out. Make it yours. Then slowly lower. Take your hands now to the floor behind you, your feet down as well. Lift up. Tuck your shoulder blades in toward each other a little bit. Draw your knees away. If it doesn't bother your neck, go ahead, release. Reverse table. Feel the structure here. And feel the warmth and softness in the upper chest. Slowly lower the sit bones to the ground. Good, back to boat pose. Your boat. Good, gradually release the legs. And let's keep the knees bent just a little bit as we fold forward over the legs. And then take the fingertips to the floor and gradually melt your way downward. Keeping the spinal curvatures pretty much the same as they would be standing. They're close. Which means for many of us, the knees will be bent. And as we make our way into our forward fold, go back into the chest area, back of the lungs, front of the lungs. And feel into the warmth of the heart. Good, and we're still here, feeling in. Mind can wander. Direct the attention back down. You can slide the hands in beneath the shoulders, gradually rise. Move the sit bones forward just a little bit. And let's take our sweet time coming back down here. Setting the back down on the ground. Take the legs straight up, please. Okay, so from here we'll cross the right foot over the front of the left thigh. Interlace your fingers behind your head so the thumb tips roll down the nape of your neck. And as we exhale, we lower the left leg and then we let the right leg get heavy, drawing navel to spine. And we come back up. On the inhale and exhale, slowly lower. Inhale. I like to keep both feet flexed. Exhale, right leg drops. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And one more. Exhaling down. Right leg is heavy. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, right leg long. Left foot crosses. Left foot is flexed. Right foot is flexed. Inhale. Exhale, slowly lower. Left leg gets heavy. That's the dessert in this pose. Inhale, back up. Exhale. Inhale. Inhale. Very thorough with our attention. Like, this is it, man. This is all there is right here. Inhale. Exhale. And give our whole heart to it. What does that mean? Giving our whole heart. Inhale. Exhale. Left leg up. And we pause and just feel the legs. That's been something I've been thinking a lot about while I've been here. Is what is it that I'm doing in my life where my heart really isn't into? Because I want what I'm doing, I want my heart to be into it. What does it mean to have our heart in? Soles of the feet come together, knees go wide. Press your feet. Now, here we go. We'll make use of the arms. If you wish, draw the tailbone up. The knees and the elbows, they attempt to touch. Inhale, we open. Exhale. Attempt to touch. Inhale. Exhale. Couple more. All here. Okay, one more. Inhale, open. Exhale. Good. Release the arms. You could go cactus arms, just let the legs travel side to side a little bit. Yes. So we push the feet into the floor. That can give us a little bit more length through the top leg. Yeah. All right. And slowly make your way up. Okay, so I don't call this a really friendly video pose. I'm hoping by now you've got some props nearby if you need them. So hero, warriors and heroes, they go together. We take the feet out to the side, so the toes turn back. And in case you need to see it, it looks like this. If you're floating up here, that's not a good thing. We want to have the sit bones rooted down on something. Okay, so the fingertips come to the floor. Now first, we're going to move the pubic bone toward the tailbone, which means deepening the hip creases. And we may not go very far. We press the feet into the floor like rudders. Yes. And we pause. And we feel into the warmth of our own heart. So why the heck is this so essential? Well, other than almost every spiritual tradition tells us that living from our heart is a good idea, compassion arises from the heart and from our capacity to meet suffering, our own suffering, other people's suffering. And it is from our ability to be able to meet suffering that we can be then informed about how best to act and be useful. And we're all, it's to some degree or another, probably looking at those issues right now. What a time to all be asking together, how can we best be useful, and how can we meet our own suffering in a way that empowers us instead of debilitates us? We slowly come up, and now we take the hands back behind us, and we go the opposite way. We tuck the tailbone in. It's almost like scooping it around the pubic bone. One of the other advantages to all of us being in our own places, our own homes, while we're practicing, is we're not comparing ourselves
likely, unless we've got a loved one nearby, to anyone else. And we can really feel into what is true for us. Those three, courage, truth, love, they're in a braid. The trifecta, the great trifecta. Allow the front of the thighs to lengthen. If you can't make your way all the way down, boy, is it nice to have some props so that you can. Because as we make our way into this pose, wherever we happen to be in it, we take the home, open the door to the heart, and we make a home in there. It's one of my favorite hymns from the Ramayana. There's a line, Lord, please make your home in my heart. How beautiful is that? The sense of humility around no matter how hard we try, the answers will not come from the brain this time around. And we are learning to abide in a deeper trust. And we slowly make our way up. And let's come up onto the knees. We can tuck the toes under. So all kinds of issues with this posture. Our good friend camel. This is a frontal opening. I do suggest you think about those two people that you invited into your inner space. And you think about how much love you have for them. Maybe they were people that you hadn't told how much you love them. And now you just realize. But put them there in front of you so that you can feel it in your body. And then the hands come to the hips and we open the front, and we're honest. Keep the tailbone drawn down. Maybe the hands come to the ankles, but it is a frontal opening supported by a strong back. And feeling into the breath and remembering that there's a whole bunch of us right now in this shape, working on expanding our capacity to dwell in love. Now feel the knees root, thighs forward, inhale, rise up. Exhale, back to our good friend puppy. Drawing the chest toward the floor, the hips stay high. And feeling into that. Gentle corners of the mouth turn up, smiling at what we find. Making friends with everything. Big work. We slowly rise up. Yes, because we know that there's never just one camel. And this is what's so ironic about this time is it's like this is what we've been practicing for all along. Like every single one of these tools in yoga, now we have a reason to apply, like a real reason to apply. It's beautiful. We always did, but wow, message hits home. Okay, thighs forward, rib cage lifts. You open out to what it is that you are opening out to right now, especially the hard stuff. You bring in the hard stuff. Allow it to be seen and felt. And use the tenderness of your own heart and the warmth of your own heart to meet it. Strong back, soft front. Couple more breaths here.
exhale, back to our puppy friend. Good, you can use your arms and pull your hips back. So any contraction that, where the vertebrae came together a lot, move the pelvis back so you can open up, open up. Good, and then slowly rise up. Okay, I think we should take a seated twist now. Let's have the left knee forward and the right foot comes over the outside of the left thigh. It might be easier to have the left leg straight, and it might be easier to have the right foot on the inside. So pick one of these variations that feels right for you. Root the sit bones down, and then gradually turn, not from the head and neck, from the torso. Left arm might hold. Soften the shoulders. Good, reducing the weight on the shoulders, yes? Move from the middle of the body, let the right sit bone draw back behind you. Good, squeezing out, wringing out. Drawing the tissues, hydrating the tissues. And we slowly come back. Right knee forward, left leg around, or leg long. Good. Drop, sink the navel in toward the spine and down, sit bones root, and then have the torso lead the way. Complete comfort in the neck. Press into the sole of your left foot to help guide the posture around. Let the left sit bone travel back behind you. Steady breath. Inhale, exhale, unwind. Okay, so let's slowly make our way down onto our back. And let's take both legs up just for a moment. And we could bend the knees so the thighs draw down onto the ribs and the belly. And then we could extend the legs just a little bit. But we'd really like to have the comfort of the warmth of our torso up against the thighs. And then grab the outside of the feet and come into happy baby. And happy baby, I talk about this a lot. It's like a pot or a basket. If you close your eyes, you can feel that you've taken this shape. Reside at the center of that shape. Might be a little bit lower than what we know the heart center to be. Feel the warmth of your own body. And then we inhale, exhale, release the legs long, making our way into Shavasana. Allowing the body to rest downward. Allowing the bones to rest. All of them. The muscles to rest. Connective tissue. Fascia. Allow the organs to rest. Allow the face to rest. the eyes. Allow the mind to rest. Allow the mind to rest in the heart. Notice that is not a concept. Allow the mind to rest in the heart. A warrior is always on a journey, and a main feature of that journey is fear. This fear is not simply something to be lamented, avoided, or vanquished. What produces a genuine person is being open and not feeling okay. And as we are here, resting the mind in the heart, Lord, make your home in my heart. We've created a dwelling for the deepest voice inside us to speak. All the busy, busy, busy keeps us away from this. We learn to steady our attention and steady our heart so we can listen. And I think that Shel Silverstein, do you remember him from our childhood? Says it like this: there is a voice inside of you that whispers all day long, I feel this is right for me. I know that this is wrong. No teacher, preacher, parent, friend, or wise man can decide what's right for you. Just listen to the voice that speaks inside. And we begin to lengthen the breath a little bit. Drawing one knee at a time into the chest and wrapping the arms around the legs and feeling the inherent warmth. Maybe turning the corners of the mouth up just slightly, an inner smile to what is here right now. Right now. The left arm extends over the head and we roll to the side and we pause and we feel in to the front and the back of our own heart. May we all be happy and healthy and free from suffering. And the hand brings brings us up slowly. We rise up and come to a comfortable seat. As we make our way in, we notice the structure, the strength of our legs supporting us, the long spine, the strong back, the soft front. It's the art of getting real. Draw the palms together, feel the warmth of our own palms. And we imagine that we're all in a giant circle. We're probably out on a field because it's not a good idea to be in a building. And we can see each other across the way, and we're all there, holding the world, holding each other, holding ourselves in the vastness and beauty of this moment. Yes, it's good. The courage to love fiercely. Let's close with one resounding Om. Inhale. Exhale. Inhaling. Bring the hands to the forehead. Right thought, may we be steady and present and joyful. The hands come to the mouth. Right speech, may our words improve upon the silence. And our hands come to our heart. Right action, may we be the change that we wish to see. Namaste. Okay, so I wish you well, all of you. I wish you well in your warriorship this week. I'm around on Zoom on Thursday morning at 9. And I hope I can see you. You know, you can always send me a message if there's any content that you would like us to provide. That's what we're busy doing, is providing content. And I wish you and your family and your friends and your loved ones well. And may we all be useful in the unique ways in which we are here to be useful. Let us have the courage to know and to act, okay? Mwah. I'll see you soon. Soon. Take care.